The Prime Minister has made a plea for unity today, with hundreds of thousands expected to attend pro-Palestinian marches. As the UK marks the end of the First World War on Armistice Day, organisers of today's demo, calling for a ceasefire between Hamas and Israel, say that they expect it to be one of the largest political marches in British history. The Met Police has resisted political pressure to cancel the event, and the Cenotaph is under 24-hour guard, even though the march is not intended to go near the monument. So at 11 a.m. this morning, a 2-minute silence will be held in Whitehall, with the march beginning an hour later. Protesters will walk from Hyde Park across the River Thames and finish at the US Embassy in Battersea. Nearly 2,000 police officers will be on duty, with an exclusion zone imposed around the Cenotaph and the Field of Remembrance. Police say that any pro-Palestinian demonstrators found in that area will be arrested. Larger groups gathering in parts of central London will be dispersed, with officers using extra powers to search for weapons. Our correspondent Ivor Bennett is at the Cenotaph in central London. Good morning to you, Ivor. Where you are is in an exclusion zone, isn't it, where the normal Armistice Day ceremony will go ahead as every year?
Yeah, that's right. The Cenotaph there behind me, very much isolated in the middle of Whitehall here, in the middle of this exclusion zone that's been set up, in the middle of these metal barriers that have been erected all around to keep it away from all the crowds. Crowds are starting to gather over here, as you can see. What looks like, well, certainly men of veteran age, but also men that might fit the bill of what the Met are calling counter-protesters. Hundreds are expected to turn up. That's after the likes of Tommy Robinson, the founder of the far-right English Defence League, and various affiliates of his issued rallying cries to their supporters earlier this week online in light of the pro-Palestine march going ahead today. Rallying cries to tell them to come to London to protect the Cenotaph, in their words. It's important to say the police have no problem with that. They say they are allowed to be here, these counter-protesters. The exclusion zone they've set up here, that stretches all the way up to Trafalgar Square in that direction, applies really to only the people taking part in that march. If any of them arrive to this area, then they can be arrested. But the counter-protesters are allowed to be here. Now, they insist that their purpose is to support the armed forces, to honour the fallen, they say. They call today, Remembrance Day, their sacred day. But police fear some may have ulterior motives, so that's why they've imposed some extra measures and restrictions, as well as this exclusion zone. They've imposed what's called the Section 60, which allows them to stop people and search them for weapons. They've also been given extra powers, which means they can ask people to remove their face coverings if they come with masks or wearing balaclavas. If they refuse, then they can be arrested too. The fear is that the two sides may at some point come together, breakaway groups from either side seeking each other out as the day wears on. And if they do come together, then the Met has said they expect some disorder. So this exclusion zone, allowing the counter-protesters in here, is designed to keep the two sides apart. And for now, the mood, as you can see, is very calm. It's very peaceful, but there are lots and lots of officers on the street, not just here, but throughout London. Nearly 2,000 officers, with others being drafted in from outside London to help out. And everyone, all the officers, for now, just watching and waiting to see how events unfold.
All right, Ivor, thank you very much indeed.